city with style. The NFL forever in fashion. The past ever present. For the fabled monsters of the Midway. For those who've worn the star. Hall of Fame legends for two iconic teams. Men that matter. Of Iron Mike's vintage, 60 seasons ago, every snap and game plan and oath of integrity. The Manster's muscle and sweat dominating a full 60 minutes, taming offenses. Hits to make a hard hat wins. Urlacher unleashing shots. Revere the past, relish tonight. Recall the excellence of Emmett. Samurai Mike's pursuit of perfection with a laser focus. Experience the bright lights that shined on Troy. Listen and learn. It's the real deal. Soldier Field, Chicago, where history lives. The Cowboys and Bears, renewed on Fox.
Familiar with the city. He thought that tree was the tree at Rockefeller Center. No, Tony, that is the tree here at Fox Square, my friend.
Funny, you put me on blast.
I put you on blast. And you thought
it looks like the tree from Rockefeller. It's a beautiful tree.
Yeah,
you seen Tony's house in L.A.? That tree would fit in the foyer right there.
I agree.
Huge house.
He got a spare bedroom for us to go. Yeah. You know, two of them. We can go over there and hang out with him. But you know what? We got an iconic game. We have two teams tonight, Cowboys and Bears, fighting for their playoff lives, TB. Two iconic teams. What can we expect tonight?
You there, while you're waiting for play to resume, how about a crisp Bud Light? It's... You know what, close enough. Enjoy the game.
Fox Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Welcome to Thursday Night Football on Fox, presented by Bud Light Platinum. It's the start of week number 14 around the National Football League, and a matchup of two 6-6 teams desperately needing this one tonight, the Dallas Cowboys and the Chicago Bears. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. That's the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman. We'll start with the Dallas Cowboys. The numbers are all there except for the win total. It's at 6. It's good enough for first place in the NFC East. But coming off back-to-back losses of the Dallas Cowboys, they have the #1 passer in the National Football League in Dak Prescott with regard to pass yardage. How do they go about flushing the last two games and getting this one here tonight?
Well, I think if you look at it, they've really had to rely more on Dak Prescott than what they would probably like, as good as he has been. And I think that the game on Thursday on Thanksgiving, they got away from the running game. They had to, primarily because of the score. But I expect tonight, I think they want to get back to what they're built to do, and that is run the football. And I really do expect Ezekiel Elliott to get a heavy load this evening.
So while that game was later in the afternoon on Thanksgiving, we were there in Detroit on Thanksgiving, and we watched a really well-played game by Mitch Trubisky, the quarterback of the Chicago Bears. He had his best game of the season against the Lions. If you ask their head coach, Matt Nagy, he'll tell you it's been a 3-week build. It's been impressive the way he's kind of pulled this season out of the ashes.
Yeah, I mean, especially considering how scrutinized he is each and every week. And I think that this is a confident team. 3-4. Have won 3 of their last 4 ball games. Regardless of who it is that they've played, you start to develop a little bit of momentum. They get a chance, even though the Cowboys are at 6-6, they get a chance to play a pretty good defense and show what Mitch Trubisky is capable of doing. If he's provided some time, and that's a big if, I like some of the matchups that the Bears have against the Cowboys secondary.
For more on Chicago, down to the field, here is Christina Pink.
Nope, it's over to me. Hello, everyone. Welcome in match day 19 of the 2022 MF Alumni FFL Draft Pick Choice Tournament. We're here. We're at our third place match. We just got left off last time with an absolute banger of a finals match between Gibby and Preston, where Gibby pulled off an overtime thriller and almost made me late for Marble Wednesday. But today, we're into the main bracket. We're back into the main bracket for the rest of forever. We've got Joe and Adam, the Bears and the Cowboys, as you just saw in the third place match. We're going to try to do a doubleheader today and knock out our Super Bowl right after this. But with that in mind, let's take a look at some teams. Over here, Madden overall wise, 8 overall difference in favor of Joe's Bears. Based on my assessment, this is actually a very close matchup. I guess quarterback tends to make the difference. And speaking of quarterback, on Adam's side, quarterback Josh Allen, who is 89 overall in the closing of this year's Madden roster. I don't remember what he is on 23, but you have to imagine it's only going to be up from there if he keeps stacking seasons like his last two. At running back, we're going to see Miles Sanders for the most part, maybe a little bit of Darrell Henderson mixing in, but for the most part, it is bell cow Miles Sanders time. Wide receiver trio of, oh my God, why am I blanking? Chris Godwin. I was about to say Terry Godwin. That dude is like, I don't know, he was like practice squads for a few years. Might be out of the league by now. Chris Godwin, Robert Woods, and Deontay Johnson. We may see a tiny bit of Devontae Parker as well. At tight end, Travis Kelce, Jared Cook, and Dalton Schultz, the only trio of tight ends rostered in this whole tournament. Defense, of course, is the namesake Cowboys, and the kicker Jason Sanders of Miami Dolphins fame. Now over on Joe's Bears, quarterback Ryan Tannehill with a backup of Kirk Cousins for good measure. Running back Alvin Kamara will be doing the bell cow duties, so no rotation there either. Worth noting, fullback rostered Kyle Juszczyk, so fullback dives will be lethal or something. I don't know, I formation, get some good blocks, what have you. Trio of wide receivers we're going to see for the most part will be Terry McLaurin, Julio Jones, and Cole Beasley. I don't think I remember seeing Hunter Renfrow, maybe like one Allen Robinson sighting. So mostly going to see those three. And Jakeem Grant, of course, who is the kick and punt returner. Forgot to mention Jamal Agnew also rostered on the other side. So we've got a couple special team specialists on both sides of the ball here. Tight end duo, George Kittle and Tyler Higbee with a filler man. And then 2 defenses rostered, and I never bothered to fix the ordering on the graphic. So Bears being the higher overall one, 81. That's the namesake of the team. And lastly, Graham Gano at kicker, who I think is still a giant in real life, if nothing has changed. But cool, let's hop into this. Let me pull these down, get our settings right. Quick presentation, 12-minute quarters, and 15-second play clock remaining. Hopping on in, I think we set the lines at 48.5 over-under, and the Cowboys favored by 1.5 points. So we're expecting a middle amount of scoring with the Cowboys just barely favored here.
They are ready for football indeed in Chicago as their guys get set to do battle with the Dallas Cowboys. The Chicago offense set to get started. Tannehill going to get this forward on the jet sweep. And that's not the start that he was looking for. As he's going to be
end around to Cole Beasley to start things off and loses a yard on the play. 2nd and 11 upcoming.
And this has become one of those kind of in vogue plays, you know, kind of like the shuffle pass was a few years ago. This one never got off the ground, but you understand why a lot of teams are running it. These wide receivers, a lot of them, they run like running backs with the ball in their hands.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill. He completes it to Julio Jones.
Julio putting Trayvon Diggs on the ground somehow, and then DeMarcus Lawrence also getting hurt on the play. So a big play for Joe's Bears there. Get maybe a drive and a half of DeMarcus Lawrence-less Cowboys pass rush here. And yeah, that looked like the best play out of Julio all season. I think he was battling an injury most of the year with the Titans and didn't really have the impact they were hoping for. Now with the Buccaneers, we expect him to stick, And we'll see how that goes. Some are touting him as the Gronk replacement, which, you know, might make some sense.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill. On the check down, he finds Kamara. That catch good for only a couple.
Was that a receiver? Yeah, actually it was. It was a running back who was a receiver on the play. Ike's been spending time in the receiver drills getting his feet down.
Well, those guys out of the backfield, they got to be good, agile with their feet. He showed the agility there with a toe tap.
No doubt about it. It's like he'd went to ballet school. Got the toes down and stayed in bounds.
On second down, there's the
QB keeper there for Tannehill. Gets sniffed out, taken down in the backfield. 3rd and 12 on the 4-year loss on the play. 4-yard loss.
Now third down. Back to throw, Tannehill. He'll get this one underneath to Kamara. Oh, good move. And he will have the Bears.
Kamara getting the dump off, putting some guy on roller skates and getting himself a first down. So no harm, no foul after the really bad QB run got sniffed out. Because Kamara's just going to get however many yards that was on his own, 14 or so, and get a new set of downs. So Bears officially into Cowboy territory here on the 45. Big ball here to the sideline. Jumps up and maintains possession throughout. Terry McLaurin pulling that down. 25-yard gain on the play, now up to the 20-yard line. We are now into the red zone already. What is that, two and a half minutes into the game? Bears already in the red zone. So far looking much stronger than they did in their last matchup against Sprite, where they lost 21-6. But Sprite is in the championship, so maybe there's something to it.
At the line of scrimmage. Terrell Basham up to make the play. The defensive line made pretty easy work of the offensive line that time.
And people get tired of the cliche that the battle is won in the trenches. But it's a cliche because it's true. And how about the battle right there? One on the edge, and the ball carrier did not benefit.
And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup.
Julio with an end around or jet sweep or whatever you call it. 4 yards on the play. Stiff armed him into the dirt. 3rd and 5 upcoming. Certainly doable.
8th play of this opening drive coming up. This is 3rd down. To throw is Tannehill. Looking in zone, but it's incomplete.
Throwing that one away on 3rd and 5. So now 4th and 5 may have this once promising drive screeching to a halt. And we may be seeing only 3 points off of this initial drive, when I'm sure the preseason champs would have preferred 7.
Kick is right through.
The kick by Sanders is up and good, so at least it's not an embarrassing missed field goal. Joe with an early lead, 3-0.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points. After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. This fielded right at the goal line. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. Dallas offense set for this next drive. Off the play fake. And that's complete. It's Chris Godwin. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down.
Big play coming out to start this drive. 21-yard pass to Chris Godwin. Yeah, Cowboys don't want to be outdone. Getting it going right away.
I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Sanders. And able to get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line. And he's able to get more than half of what they needed. That brings up a 3rd and 5.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd.
Did he slide too early? He might have. 4th and 1. No, you hate to see it. He's so open. I hate the slide logic on QBs in this game. Oh no, that is a drive killer. Maybe they'll be in the dead zone and want to go for it. Does not appear so. Okay. So first drive punt out of the Dallas Cowboys. Oop, bobbles it. Oh, very nearly blocked. But the punt ends up pretty good. Pinning the Bears back at the 11-yard line. Man, what a series of unfortunate events.
They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Now Tannehill. The first catch of the game for George Kittle.
Big catch by George Kittle there. Actually just medium-sized catch. 7 yards, 2nd and 3 upcoming.
First quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do it all game long? They catch it, you tackle them, they go down on the spot. Because when you're able to do that and you don't give up big chunks of yardage after the catch, now you put the offense in a position where every series they have to work hard to pick up first downs, and you tend to
Tannehill with the overthrow there. What could have been a nice gain. What is Kittle doing? Kittle, wake up. What could have been a nice gain ends up falling incomplete. 3rd and 3 upcoming.
And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Tannehill on 3rd down. And that is incomplete.
I'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one, forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely, frees up your guys elsewhere. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. Gets past one man. It'll be a net of 39, 41-yard punt, 2 on the return. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach.
Roquan getting himself into the backfield. 1-yard loss on the play. The running attempt by Miles Sanders. I don't really have a follow-up to that. I don't know. I left it like it's like, you know, finish the sentence, finish the thought. Not feeling it.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the gun, it's Allen.
Josh Allen. What is this? Travis Kelce with the nearly. That's one of those passes that ends up as like a illegal forward pass because they like stepped past the line of scrimmage. Didn't happen that time. Gained 2 to 3 yards depending who you ask on the passing play. 3rd and 9 upcoming.
The Bears bring out an extra defender in the secondary now for 3rd down. To throw, it's Allen. And the open receiver, it's
Bobby Trees on the reception. Only 6 yards on the play. So 4th and 3 upcoming. I expect the Cowboys will be punting the ball right back, and we will begin our 5th drive of the game. Defensive effort so far today.
Here's Brian Anger now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And this will carry out of bounds. Where are they going to spot it now? At about the 18-yard line, it looks like. And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field. Yeah,
Micah Parsons was flying off the edge on that play. Thank God Tannehill got that out to Kittle in time. 2nd and inches on the 9.5-yard completion. Oh my God, Micah Parsons is so fast.
Kind of body people away and catch the football, but not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
A good gain on 1st has him set up with 2nd and just a couple of inches now from the 29. Tannehill's throw pulled in by Kittle.
That was a route run.
Another pass to Kittle. Finishes the job there. Kittle getting himself a 1st down. Himself and Joe's team, I suppose. It is a team sport after all.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Coming left is Kamara.
Ooh, nearly a massive hole, but then Trayvon Diggs just ends up with his ass in the way. And that's enough to make the AI spaz out and Kamara go nowhere. So 2nd and 10 upcoming.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
Here's Tannehill. Slings this
Big boy ball out of Tannehill here. Both players going to stop. Julio can't turn around to get the scraps fast enough. It's an incomplete ball. 3rd and 10 upcoming now.
Absolutely no disguise on that one. They just went for it. Put him out there and said, go deep. Let's try and hit him. Unfortunately, to no avail.
They come up to the line now facing a 3rd and 10 after the incompletion. Out of the gun, Tannehill.
What the fuck, Tannehill? Oh my God. Okay, so Tannehill did one of those stupid scramble throws where they nearly trip the line of scrimmage and do the... Oh my... Look at this shit. Tries to throw it to Kamara. Trips on his offensive lineman while he's throwing, so it's now inaccurate. It flutters to just a standing Leighton Vander Esch standing by himself for the interception. So now Cowboys taking over on the Bears' 39-yard line.
So after the INT, it's Allen. That's swung out wide to Sanders.
Finds Miles Sanders for the dump off. 9 to 10 yards there. 2nd and inches upcoming. But first, the end of the first quarter is nigh. 3-0 Joe's Bears leads over Adams Cowboys. Joe's Bears lead over Adams Cowboys. That was a lot of S's. Yeah, after 1 quarter of play.
2nd and a few inches. On 2nd and very short, Allen. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Josh Allen overthrowing his man. I think that was Miles Sanders there on the play. So 3rd and inches now upcoming. Should be a lot of options to get this half a yard, but which one will they choose? Looks to be a pass play unless it's just a casual draw play up the middle. Pass play it is. Ooh. Finds Robert Woods on the slant just before Robert Woods ends up in double coverage. So that will be enough. That will get the ball up to the 20-yard line. New set of downs upcoming. Josh Allen kind of getting away with one on that one. If the Bears had better DBs last season, you have to imagine one of them finds a way to break that pass up. Ooh, Khalil Mack getting free of his blocker. Miles Sanders taken down for a 2-yard loss on the play.
2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Godspeed to that man in Los Angeles, now with the Chargers. I think that was a win-win deal for both franchises.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Here's Allen.
Not to say he won't be missed, of course. Artie Burns getting caught up again. Robert Woods with the reception this time, getting a new first down at the 10-yard line. So 1st and goal upcoming for Adams Cowboys.
A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
A first opportunity in the red zone for the Cowboys. They've got a 1st and goal from the 10-yard line. They'll run with Sanders.
Miles Sanders with a pretty decent run there, considering he had contact real early. Gets 4 yards, kind of grinds out those 4 yards, honestly. Then eventually falls into a bear hug from what looked like Bilal Nichols, if I saw it quickly enough.
Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Allen now looks to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Josh Allen improvising on the play. He starts rolling out as a result of Eddie Goldman getting through the line. Then throws to a wide open Chris Godwin, but overthrows him in the back of the end zone. So 3rd and goal upcoming from the 6-yard line.
He's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
Allen now on 3rd and goal.
Run it, run it. Oh, and he slides like a little bitch. No. Okay, 3-yard gain on the play. 4th and goal from the 3-yard line. And the people do not want to see the field goal unit right now.
Comes open here, so he decides to escape out of there, and he doesn't pick up a 1st down, but he does gain additional yardage to set up a
But that's what you're gonna see. Out trots Jason Sanders. I think I credited Jason Sanders for the Bears field goal when that was actually Graham Gano. My bad. But this time, Jason Sanders putting it through for 3 points. Game is all tied now with 8:50 left in this first half of play.
A nice win for them. They forced the interception, put together a little drive, and then come away with 3 points. Nothing to it, partner. Just do it.
Field goals all we've had so far. 3-3 now as the kick is away. Jakeem Grant now to return. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
I'm going to guess, based on these 3 kick returns we've seen, that there is a left to right side wind. As it seems like the kicks get brought out of the end zone when they're headed to the left, and they tend to get kneeled when they're headed to the right.
Making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
That is some small sample size validation if I've ever done any.
And maximizing opportunities.
And he sneaks his way forward.
Kamara with a strong 3 for 2 yards on the ground today. 3 attempts for 2 yards. That means he must have been 2 attempts for 0 yards before that.
At the point of attack at the line of scrimmage, they used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Tannehill. His throw incomplete.
A lot of times
Tannehill's had a few pretty bad misses on some pass attempts. That one included Julio Jones wide open for that little dink and dunk pass. But alas, it falls incomplete. 3rd and 8 upcoming.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. Tannehill now to throw. Looking deep for Julio.
When in doubt, absolutely slang it. So Julio Jones gets behind Trayvon Diggs and just kind of wide open on that play. Gets the catch and then eventually gets tripped up. Now the Bears into the red zone on the Dallas 11-yard line.
How about the offensive line on that snap? They took care of business.
Absolutely, and when he can stay in the pocket like that, you're going to get big plays like we just saw. Here's a run.
Oh no, yeah. Micah Parsons was in the backfield as soon as Kittle got the ball put in his chest. Did not stand a chance on that play.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Now a toss, Kamara left side. And this play gets blown.
2 straight run plays that don't go for anything, or only go for negative, I suppose I should say. 3rd and 16 now upcoming, so after that massive play to Julio Jones, the Bears offense has stalled back out, which is unfortunately somewhat more consistent with how they've been all game so far. But hey, when you're within 17 yards of the end zone, you can get a touchdown on any given play.
From the gun, here's Tannehill.
Ooh, but maybe not this play. Tannehill sat in the pocket for a while. Nothing seemed to develop downfield, and then the edges gave up. Micah Parsons was about to get in, pushed him to the other side for whoever his battery mate is. Was that Randy Gregory, maybe? Threw a ball away, trying to vaguely get it to his guy, but it wasn't in the cards. So out trots Graham Gano. Let's get the right name this time. And his kick is up and good. Joe now leading 6-3 over Adam.
So we're trading first half field goals. No breakthrough on the touchdown front. We've got a 6-3 game.
Yeah, and I know so many people look at a game through offensive eyes, right? They want to see how the game's played that way. You know how I'm going to view it, right? The defenses, to me, have responded well in this game. Like what I'm seeing from them, both of them hoping to keep it to field goals and not give up big touchdowns.
So all field goals so far, 6-3 our score as the kick is away. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. The Cowboys about set to take over on offense. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio.
Look at that wind assessment. Still 100% true. Kicks going to the right, go into the end zone, and get kneeled down.
Not having balls go through goalposts.
Throwing on first down is Allen.
We will have to keep an eye on that if there are any long field goals eventually. Oh my gosh, Godwin. Blah. I could not even enunciate with how excited I was for that. Is it 50 yards? 50 yards on the play? Chris Godwin getting himself wide open on that post, and Josh Allen using that hunk of an arm to hit him by the sideline. He almost rounds it too. He got behind Jalen Johnson. Alas, now I got to talk about a false start. They were up to the Bears 24, now at the Bears 29 after that false start penalty. 1st and 15 now, upcoming.
Here's Allen to throw it. And that's complete to Sanders.
Tannehill with a dart to Miles Sanders in between 2 defenders, 2 linebackers to be specific. 4-yard gain on the play. But, yeah, positive yards are better than negative. So, 2nd and 6, we go again. Finds an open Jared Cook on the right side of the field before the first down line, but he's got enough room to run and truck a guy over as he gets hit. 11 yards in total on the play. 1st and goal from the 9 upcoming.
kicker fest so far. All points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. On the draw, here's Sanders. He pushes forward from maybe 3 down to the
Miles Sanders on the carry didn't seem to fly through the hole with any sort of urgency. But gains 3 yards on the play, 2nd and goal from the 6 now for Adams Cowboys.
The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on 2nd and goal. Once again with Sanders.
Another run up the middle. Nearly breaks the tackle from Roquan Smith, or Miles Sanders does, rather. But another 3 to 4 yards on the play. 3rd and goal now. 3rd and very short.
It just never materialized.
They've been denied touchdowns in the red zone twice already.
This could be either play.
Here comes 3rd and goal.
Bears are sure looking like they're stopping the run. It is indeed a run, and there is no stopping it. Miles Sanders spinning his way through the hole into the end zone. Cowboys with the first touchdown of this game, getting it in 3 minutes and 20 seconds before halftime.
So it was the passing game that got him down here, but closer to the goal line, it's the running game that gets him home.
Certainly appears that they lulled the defense into thinking that the passing game was going to be it the entire drive. Nice change up there going to the running game to get him over the goal line.
Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that will make this a 4-point game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This is Jakeem Grant. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk.
The Bears going to start this drive from their own 20-yard line, now down 4 points. 3 minutes and 16 seconds left to go in this half, so plenty of time for a nice leisurely drive if they want it.
They didn't want a drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah,
that really, these first couple plays really determine if it's leisurely or not. Completion to Cole Beasley on the crosser route. He does get himself enough distance for the first down and a little bit extra. Bears now up to their own 32, but the clock will stay in motion.
Run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? Now a first down carry. It's Kamara.
Nice move from Alvin Kamara there to avoid that tackle. I know it didn't look like much in real life, but in the Madden engine, that is enough to make a huge difference. Trayvon Diggs eventually finds him after he gains 12 on the run. New set of downs, and that might bring us to the 2-minute warning. Oh, they might get this one off. One more play.
A shotgun snap for Tannehill.
Tannehill finding a groove as he finds George Kittle. And he gets the ball up to the Cowboys 37 before being taken down inbounds. So, well, that doesn't really matter now. It is the 2-minute warning at the 1:58 mark. 37 yards to go with 3 timeouts in hand. This is that leisurely drive I mentioned.
First and 10. Now Tannehill. Over the middle, complete.
Dump off to Julio Jones. He will catch it for 9 yards. 2nd and 1 now.
Here's 2nd and a yard. Here's Tannehill.
Design screen, and of course, a lot of bodies getting tangled up. Design screen plays do not go so well in this match engine. So the ball falls incomplete, but 3rd and 1. We will try again.
A 3rd of the first half, not what they're looking for as they come up on third down. Tannehill.
Whoa, Tannehill just overthrowing his guy. Throwing too soon, whatever you want to say. Incomplete over on the right-hand sideline, and now the Bears have a choice to make. 4th and 1 on the 28. If they settle for the field goal, that gives the Cowboys an opportunity to score before the half, too. So they say, no balls, you won't. Bears going for it on 4th and 1. Tannehill finds a guy he likes. Julio Jones with the catch. Trayvon Diggs taking him down, and then the late holding call on Taylor Lewan. You hate to see that. That's going to back him up 10 yards and repeat 4th and 11, and now they have no choice but to kick. That's heartbreaking.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. This officially a 55-yard attempt. And he has got it.
At the very least, Graham Gano is still taking care of business. That is the side that we are saying. We are theorizing that the wind is to his back. So a nice 55-yarder there. And Joe brings this deficit down to 1. But the Cowboys will have a minute 18 to put a drive together with 3 timeouts in hand. So we could see some more points showing up before halftime. And I do think the Cowboys receive out of half. Big break opportunity here for Adam.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. And they'll bring it out to the 25 as Agnew elects for the touchback. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts, you can only work the sidelines, hoping to get out of bounds. Here, the middle of the field's still available because you can call timeout and regroup.
Josh Allen in the zone right now. I think that means his deep balls are deeper. But they take the opportunity for the 9-yard catch to Travis Kelce by the right-hand sideline. He gets his toes in, then gets shoved. So no need to take a timeout yet. 2nd and 1 from their own 34 upcoming.
Tight end one-handed catches. They're kind of like wide receiver one-handed catches nowadays.
Just not right.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Allen.
Oh, a wide open Deontay Johnson, and this spells disaster for the Bears. Kind of tries to duck through some guys, but ends up getting team tackled anyway. All the way up to the Bears' 10-yard line on that run after the catch. And the Cowboys opt to use their first timeout at the mythical 101 timestamp. So momentum swinging in the Cowboys' direction. I don't remember what these power-ups are. But yeah, 56 yards on the reception. Away team QB is immune to pressure. Okay, icy veins. So that might affect the way he scrambles, honestly. But in the meantime, he's going to overthrow Robert Woods out the back of the end zone and lose that power-up as a result. So 2nd and 10 from the 10-yard line.
Sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Here's 2nd and 10. Working out of the shotgun. Here's Allen. This will be
Deontay Johnson again. Short pass this time. Timeout called immediately after getting taken down. Yeah, I was going to guess 4. Yeah, 6 yards left to go. 3rd down now, though. If this next one is not a score or an incompletion, you have to imagine the Bears think about taking a timeout.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd.
But that's irrelevant as Chris Godwin will receive the ball in the end zone for a Dallas Cowboy touchdown. Assuming the extra point, that will give the Cowboys an 8-point lead as we near half, 50 seconds to go until halftime. Again, with Dallas to receive after half.
Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Grant sets to return it. And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's
pretty solid return out of Jakeem Grant there. Gets the ball up to the 23-yard line, which is great for this Madden. 47 seconds and 3 timeouts. Let's see what you got, Ryan Tannehill.
Now a first down throw, Tannehill. And his throw is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Now Tannehill. And that falls to the ground, incomplete.
Nearly complete on that 2nd and 10 attempt to Alvin Kamara, but probably for the best that he dropped it, because I think that would have been an instant 3-yard loss and a ticking clock. So 3rd and 10, 41 seconds. The Bears might just run this one and try to burn clock and or timeouts. And that's what they're going to do. Yeah, Kamara only getting himself a few yards. Dallas using their last timeout of the half. The Bears are about to punt. So Dallas will be taking over with 37 seconds remaining in the half, presumably on the wrong side of the 50-yard line.
Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. His first punt, 45 yards. This looks good as well. So possession goes over here.
Honestly, a fairly booming punt there. I guess the wind was at his back, as we are suggesting. But Pat O'Donnell earning his paycheck there, getting the ball all the way to the 26. The Cowboys may just run this clock out here now that they're as deep as they are. This sure looks like a passing formation, though.
From the gun, it's Allen.
Josh Allen going to tuck and run. Going to get himself a nifty handful of yards and past midfield and pushed out of bounds. So, yeah, wait just a gosh dang second. 20 seconds left, no timeouts, up to the 41-yard line. I don't think this is kicking range quite yet. But if they can get another, I don't know, 10 yards here and out of bounds, suddenly we're saying we're in Jason Sanders' range. There's the 10 yards, and it's to Deontay Johnson, but no timeouts, so this might just be how the half ends.
A good pickup, but it will come on what should be the final play in this first half.
Oh, right. The AI ever choosing to spike a ball is unheard of in this Madden, so never count on that. And the halftime whistle will indeed blow. So at the halftime, Adams Cowboys are leading Joe's Bears 17-9.
The Cowboys will get the football first here, and they have the lead as well as we are underway in quarter 3. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone.
This kickoff carried into the end zone, but Agnew chooses to bring it out on his own anyway. Only gets himself to the 19-yard line, so a poor choice there. But that is where Adams Cowboys will start this half.
Man, I just love being in this stadium. So much history, tradition, so many great teams and games, and we're seeing a pretty good one right now. Hotly contested in the 3rd quarter. Airing it out deep for Woods. It got his man complete. And they do finally get him down, but not before he reaches the 41. A big play here for Dallas. Well, you had all halftime to think about what you wanted to do to start the second half. They came out with a big one.
Does that not beg the question? What was happening in the other locker room at halftime? Was that the one play they didn't cover as a possibility? Because they just gave up a big, big gain.
Walked away for a second, and it would appear there was a big play that I missed. So, some 22-yard thing and then a 9-yard thing. Oh, wait, more than that. Holy crap. Okay, Cowboys are rolling right now.
Look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
They'll go option on second down, right side. Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
And that'll set him back 5.
False start there, which seems to be the only road bump, speed bump in this drive so far. I even saw the Bears nearly jump offside and then Allen not snap it. So the man doesn't even want free plays.
Shotgun snap and then the give to Sanders.
That was a big lane that opened up for Miles Sanders, but Roquan Smith is quick and agile enough to get in that hole and disrupt that play before it gets out of hand. Only 3 yards on the gain for Miles. 2nd and 12 upcoming.
If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin too.
On 2nd and 12, Allen completing it to the right side. Johnson. And they'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down.
Chipping away at it. 8-yard gain to Deontay Johnson this time. 4 yards to go here on 3rd down.
Allen gonna throw. Open man is Godwin. It's complete.
They are going to say that he stayed in bounds there. So Chris Godwin catching it on the left sideline for 5 yards, and that will be enough for a new set of downs. 1st and 10 from the 10. Oh yeah, that's 2 feet. Yes, sir.
Toe tapping and dragging to make sure he gets it done.
On 1st down, Allen caught. Kelsey left side. That catch good for only a couple.
I didn't see who it was, but like right after the snap, I think the left guard was just like on the ground.
All I keep thinking to myself is,
just like got absolutely torched.
He may not juke you a whole lot, right? He may not run past you because of his size. You're talking about a guy weighing in the 270 range. But boy, once he gets his mitts on the ball, he's going to be tough to bring down.
They'll get this halfway home from the 8 to the 4.
Bilal Nichols. Oh. I couldn't tell if that was a wrist or a midsection or whatever, but he'll be taking a few, I don't know, rest of the drive off. So potential weakness in the defensive line of the Chicago Bears here. But most importantly, Dallas is here on 3rd down with 4 yards to go. They've got that weird little gap where they can get the 1st down and not the touchdown. But for the most part, this just needs to be a touchdown for them.
3rd and 4. Now Allen. Touchdown.
Finds Kelsey over the middle. He'll do a little diving motion for good measure. And that's going to be Adams Cowboys getting another touchdown on Joe's Bears. After the extra point will be 24-9. 15-point lead now for Adam.
Offense, Charles, you take a little bit of time off the clock here in the 3rd quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you have taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. The return man is Grant. And he won't quite make it to the 25. So here are the Bears now as they get set for their first possession of the second half. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking?
44 was hyped right there on that long walk. I don't know who that is exactly. That was something to watch.
You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially, but you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Off play action, Tannehill.
That was a strange play. Like, McLaurin sat there looking for the check down for about 6 years, then got it, and then probably should have gotten stopped right away. And then made a weird roundabout turn where there were multiple holes he could have, like, juked into, which I think he's good enough to do that in this Madden, and then just got big hit by Keanu Neal.
To throw again on second down, Tannehill. They'll get this out to Kamara.
Alas, that is how the Bears are going to turn 2 straight plays into a new set of downs, though. Kamara on that, I don't know what the name of that route is. The one where he goes left. Bears up to their own 37-yard line now.
And try and cover him before he gets going.
Now a handoff. Here's Kamara. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
Well, they have time to get him
Kamara gets about 5 yards before getting his heels clipped, causing him to fall down. Bears up to their own 42.
Working with 2nd and 5 now. They'll fake it. Now Tannehill. Oh, that's into a sea of
Trayvon Diggs doing Trayvon Diggs shit. That's a diving interception, which would have been catastrophic had he not actually broken it up or caught it. That'll be Cowboys ball on the Bears' 42-yard line. What a play. Julio was just frozen.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about.
And that is that superstar ability coming into play. We've talked about it before. I believe it's called Acrobat for defensive backs, where they will dive all recklessly like that. And sometimes they miss, and it's very catastrophic for them. But when it hits in a big way.
Second down. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
I think this comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to him? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not.
Josh Allen doing work in the intermediate zone today. This time a nice reception by Chris Godwin, getting another, I don't even know how many yards.
And finish this one off.
A nice chunk, 15 maybe? Another pass that looked longer than it was, 11 yards this time to Robert Woods. And Cowboys, just like that, are up to the Bears' 15-yard line.
I'll tell you what, a lot of those mid-range throws have been available, because sometimes teams get too concerned about the deep ball and they leave too much space in front of them, and these guys have been taking advantage so far.
And again, it's Allen. That swung out wide to Sanders.
Finds Miles Sanders and then gets a weird... Wait, what? He got in? Okay, never mind. Found his way all the way into the end zone. Thought he got stopped just short. So the Cowboys keep rolling, this time with their 4th touchdown of the day. The 3rd one through the air. And don't look now, but the Cowboys are running away with this game.
And oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes?
Suddenly a 22-point lead for Adams Cowboys. A quarter and a half left to go.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here comes Grant on the return. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious.
Tannehill is fully tucked and ran. Good scramble. 17 yards on the play. That's a new set of downs, and the Bears all the way up to the 40. So, it looks like they mean business at the moment. They don't really want to be down 22 points at this point in the game, or any point, really.
Interceptions had plagued him, especially a second interception, really a bad throw. So maybe a better decision there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think he learned from earlier in the game, and he's applying it now.
Kamara putting on a clinic on that run. Gets himself 10 yards, but it was a hard-fought 10 yards, if I do say so myself. Bears now up to exactly midfield.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the 50, it's Tannehill. And that is caught on the right sideline.
Big pass attempt to Terry McLaurin on the right side, but the jump and momentum will carry him out of bounds. So technically an incompletion. Second down upcoming. And I'm noting now that DeMarcus Lawrence is back. I'm sure he came back a while ago, but worth noting that his injury is resolved.
He's got his target.
Is that Tyler Higbee with a catch?
And he'll go down inside the 45.
6 yards on the sideline. That time to Tyler Higbee. 3rd and 4 now. Very doable. Tannehill's just got to want it.
Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Here's Tannehill. And this one caught by Beasley.
Another completion, this time to Cole Beasley. Bears are rolling. They're up to Dallas's 28 now.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football, and right now I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Trying the left side with Kamara. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up second and
Kamara doing a little pinball there with his body. 5-yard gain on the play.
When you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
Second down at 5. They run it again with Kamara. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the second down play to Kamara this time, so 3rd and 5 upcoming.
Early down stuff will put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Here's Tannehill. On the check down, he finds Kamara.
Oh, Kamara was one broken tackle away from the first down there. 4th and 4 upcoming, so I feel like they really should be going for it with how much time is left in the game and how these games tend to go. But it is the 3rd quarter, so yeah, AI is just going to choose to kick. Should be incredibly doable here for Graham Gano.
And Gano's kick is right.
Yep, and no problems there. So the Bears chipping away at the lead in a less significant way than they had hoped, but chipping away nonetheless. This deficit is now down to 19 points as we near the end of the 3rd quarter.
The trade is really wrong for them, isn't it? They're trading field goals while the other team's scoring touchdowns. That's not going to work.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. And no return here for Agnew, so they'll bring it out, start the drive at the 25. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. You're 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
And meanwhile, Allen's throw on target to
Cowboys acting like nothing's wrong. They're just going to keep on doing what they've been getting into a groove to do. This time to the tune of 24 yards on the first play of this drive. Josh Allen is dialed in right now. And Chris Godwin, what was that yardage number? He's at some absurd number of yards right now. I thought I saw like 170 something. I probably just saw like 107 and like panicked in my brain. Anyway, Adam leading 31-12 here at the end of 3 quarters. 19-point deficit for Joe. Gonna be tough.
On first down.
Danny Trevathan getting into the backfield to stop Miles Sanders before he crosses that line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. That is one way to start the fourth quarter, where it is do or die time.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
Call it no gain on the keeper, and it's going to bring up a third down. Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Allen from the gun on third down. Looking downfield for Godwin.
Pressure getting to Josh Allen, and he will overthrow his man there. So fourth down now. Big stand by the Bears defense. Okay, they have flipped the switch on here in this fourth quarter. If 2 plays are anything to go off of. 3, whatever it was.
As he's on to punt for Dallas.
Now let's see if their offense can say the same. Solid punt out of the Cowboys. Who's that, Brian Anger? Maybe? I don't know. Show me the back of your jersey. Oh well. Number 5, that's who. Yeah, 14-yard line. So within the 20.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. Tannehill. On the left side, he finds Beasley. And out of bounds across the
Not a massive start to the drive, but 4-yard little bailout catch by Cole Beasley. Gets himself out of bounds, so even though the fourth quarter has only just begun, the clock stopping watch... Oh, apparently it wasn't out of bounds. Okay. Clock stopping watch will be in effect. That's more of the vertical passing we needed to see out of Tannehill and the Bears. George Kittle getting himself up to the 37-yard line on the play, 1st and 10.
They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on other throws.
Jump throw. Finds a wide open Kittle who dodges one guy and nearly dispatches a second. Gets himself up to the 20-yard line. That was a bit of a silly play, but it was also a massive chunk play. Joe's Bears now officially in the red zone.
You may go off your sheet and use some things maybe you hadn't planned to in this game. Maybe that was one of them there that worked.
So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Kamara with a 1st down run, but he's unable to get back to the line of scrimmage as the push up field was strong defensively.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense is pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
2nd and 11 now. Now Tannehill. And he finds Beasley complete.
Tannehill putting that one a little behind his man there. Beasley on that route ended up pulling him backward and not giving him a chance to make anything of that play. 3rd and 13, so again, drive starting off very strong, but wheels starting to come off here. Can't really afford to let the wheels come off here.
Really well done.
Looking for the end zone. And that will be
Puts a corner of the end zone jumper up to Terry McLaurin, if I was not mistaken, but it will bounce off the defender's hands and flutter out of bounds. 4th and 13 on the 23. But a field goal doesn't do much for you here, down 19. But alas, that's how they're going to line up. Into the wind, but should still be very doable for Gano. Up and good, so that makes the score 31-15. The Bears, 5 drives now, ending in field goals. Actually, yeah, when you look at it that way, both teams have had 5 drives ending in scores. It's just the Cowboys made 4 of those 5 touchdowns, and the Bears made none of those 5 touchdowns. That's the difference right now.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. Jamal Agnew now to return it. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Throwing on first down is Allen. He's going to loft one deep left side here.
Big boy jump ball to Deontay Johnson, but Duke Shelley gets the best of him. This is a potential put-away drive for the Cowboys, so that's a massive play by Duke Shelley to get up and break that up.
2nd and 10. They'll run it, Sanders. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22.
Miles Sanders with the carry inside, and Akeem Hicks, frankly, unwilling to let him get too far past him. Stops him and holds him to only a 3-yard gain on the play. 3rd and 7 now. Bears could use another big stop here to keep themselves in this game.
Throwing is Allen on 3rd.
Oh no, Josh Allen's going to run for it. Ooh, Eddie Jackson getting his presence known, and Josh Allen choosing to slide on his own. Keeps himself to only 3 yards, 4th and 4, so I do believe a punt will be upcoming. Big play by the Bears defense to, I like how I say it's a big play. It's only a big play because that's how Madden AI works. In real football, he would not have just gone down like that. He would have gone through Eddie Jackson, but since we have come to the terms of accepting this game engine as our decision maker, that was indeed a big play by Eddie Jackson. Anyhow, Bears receive the punt, start their drive on their own 34.
Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news, but this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. To throw is Tannehill. Completes it to the tight end, Kittle. And he'll bring it up.
Dump off to George Kittle, and he stiff arms a man on his way to the ground, so 7-yard gain. Kittle now 7 for 112 on the day.
2 touchdowns, also 2 two-point conversion.
So, partner, how do you eat an elephant?
But this clock is ticking. We are down to 6 minutes left in the game. The Bears still, at best, a 2-possession deficit.
But they have to be careful as well.
Let's go with like a 50-ounce ribeye. One bite at a time.
All right, I'm with you.
Fourth quarter, every drive so critical, and you figure
Beasley with a catch, getting himself a first down. Bears nearing midfield. But we do need to see a bit more pep in the step. These are the moments where that 15-second accelerated clock really hurt a team. It really hurts a comeback. A design screenplay that actually is completed. The Bears do get about 7 yards on that play before Kamara is met by some defenders. You know, yet again, AI doesn't always choose to go out of bounds when it should. So the clock will continue to run, but the Bears are now on the Cowboys' side of midfield.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Tannehill.
Oh no, and Tannehill's going to throw his third interception of the day. At least he stops the man himself, this time to Anthony Brown, I think. There's no excuse for that one. He just threw it to a guy standing still, and Brown was able to easily jump the route. So Cowboys take over and are going to just start shoving it down the Bears' throats. 4:32 left in the game, and before I could even finish my thought, they're already to the Bears' 28-yard line.
You just can't sell out to stop the run. There's still enough time that this offense can move the football through the air, even on first and second downs, and they obviously picked the right spot to throw the ball there.
They'll run on first down. It's Sanders. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground. Keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
On 2nd and 9, Allen looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Sanders.
Josh Allen Dealin this time getting the ball to Sanders with some momentum behind him, which I think it was like, what, 16 yards on the catch? Sanders now with a 5 for 58 through the air stat line, so he's been very much a part of this passing offense. And the Cowboys starting out this set of downs at the 11-yard line. 3:20 left on the clock. And another touchdown, this time to Robert Woods. So like I said, that was probably a put-away drive, whichever their next score would be. Cowboys are now leading by 22, soon to be 23, with 3:17 left on the clock. That is, again, at best 3 possessions for the Chicago Bears.
This guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes, carving them up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Grant, he will not return it, and his guys will begin at the 25. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because their confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
Now it's Kamara in the pass.
Tannehill with a long delivery, nearly getting himself sacked, but instead gets the dump off to Kamara for 2 yards and the momentum to carry him out of bounds. So the free timeout does happen. But with 3:12 left in the game, the Bears need to be, and down 3 scores, the Bears need to be chucking it deep already.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Tannehill. Kittle catching the slant. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Defensively, they're okay with that. Short little route, tackle him inbounds. Okay.
All right, cliche alert. It's time for someone to make a play because they've got to have something bigger downfield. They can't just take what they give them. They've got to force it and make something big happen for them.
Tannehill going to throw on 3rd and 1. And he finds McLaurin. And he will have the Bears first down as they're able to convert.
Another completion for a new first down, all well and good. This time to Terry McLaurin. But again, clock is ticking, still on their own side of midfield. Maybe one more play, barring an incompletion, before 2-minute warning happens. This will be the 2-minute warning regardless. Tannehill looks like he's tucking and running. Off he goes. He will slide and get needlessly shoved by Leighton Vander Esch after the fact. 2-minute warning at the 1:55 mark. Bears on the other side of midfield with a new first down, though.
Tannehill. Jones has it. And he is tackled inside the 40.
Another quick hitter. This time to Julio Jones. Gets himself past the first down line and then hit. But inbounds, and the clock is ticking, and the timeouts are not being tapped into yet.
It's going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Play action. It's Tannehill. Oh, he'll look downfield for Kittle. Oh, he dropped it.
That would have been such insult to injury if that hit on Kittle while he was in the air that made him drop it ended up as an interception. Oh my god. But alas, he'll just fall innocently incomplete. The Bears will go again.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Out of the gun, Tannehill. And his throw's going to be incomplete. But at this point,
Tannehill somehow overthrowing Alvin Kamara on that one. Falls incomplete. 3rd and 10 now upcoming.
They can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Now Tannehill. Slings this deep from McLaurin. Got his man, and it's
Big boy ball hits Terry McLaurin in stride down the sideline. And that is a lovely garbage time touchdown. Bears finally get their first touchdown of the game. It comes with 1 minute and 13 seconds remaining in the 4th quarter. And they're going to go for 2 because they have to. They're contractually obligated to. They're down 17.
But they retain their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Goes left, just run it. Oh my gosh. Oh, tempts fate and ends up throwing it to Kamara, which is still good. So they cut the lead down to 15 points, making it a 2-score ball game. But again, 1:13 left, and here comes an onside kick, I'm sure. Which again, I think I've seen 1 or 2 onside kicks in this Madden be converted total in my year of playing in my slow sim leagues and what have you.
So 2 scores down, time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. And the Cowboys are able to recover. They knew they needed
Cowboys hands team does indeed recover. Number 9, I'm not exactly sure who that is. Turn a little more. Oh, bummer. Anyway, he recovers it. So Cowboys ball with 1:12 left on the Bears 43. We're just going to see 3 straight run plays, and the Bears attempt to stop them 3 in a row.
On first down, it's Sanders, and he's going to get it down to the 33.
First one goes for 10 and presumably a new set of downs, so Bears already in a terrible spot, as if they weren't already. Oh, 2nd and inches, there you go. Just get some penetration here and don't let them get it first.
They do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. An ideal spot here to get a first down and try to run some more clock, and this is 2nd and less than a yard. Another run here with Sanders. And he'll go down at the 28. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game.
That carry does go for the first down. So Cowboys up to the 28. Bears through 2 timeouts. New first down. Nothing left to do but wait to hear the fat lady. Cowboys going to take a kneel down here. The Bears likely use that last timeout.
The Cowboys on their way to victory.
Bang, bang. 1:01 left in the game. 2 more downs for the Cowboys to burn. 40-second play clock. You can all do the math.
The Cowboys on their way to victory as they take a knee.
There's the first of the kneel downs.
And with a 3rd and 13 here, the defense in a dime look. Allen down to a knee, and that should just about
And there
do
is
it.
the second.
Yeah, it's fun to kneel down in front
So
of
congrats,
your
Adam.
opponent,
That is a
but
3rd place finish
that band of
in this
brothers
tournament.
attitude,
Joe, a
right?
4th
Just
place.
us against the world.
All you had to do was
Get
win the
it
one
done.
game, and you did it
How happy are they?
very
I
well.
remember a coach at a previous stop
So
telling me,
still
"You
top
win on the road,
top
doesn't matter
top
the
3rd.
opponent, get out of there like you stole something." And
So
they
great result
did in this one.
by the preseason champs.
So this one will end in a victory for
The
the
run that
Dallas
got Adam here went
Cowboys,
through
and they were
Rob,
moving Charles
Jacob,
by a big second half
and
to put this one on ice.
a narrow loss to Colin in the semifinals. So
We're thinking to themselves, I bet
based on
halftime
these
was really
performances, Adam's
interesting.
team just
Probably
as
took
well
the paint
could have
off the
been
walls with
competing
some
in
of
our
the
next
words that were
match in the
said,
Super Bowl, but
I
alas,
get
he'll
the
have to
sense it
settle
was
for
much
3rd.
more of the adjustments
A
they
great
made. They
showing.
came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half. They made the adjustments
I'm gonna
necessary.
flip us
went
through
away
the
from that,
end of
and then they
season
got it
stats.
together, got a
Then we'll take a
spark,
look at the bracket, and then
took
we will
off.
have
It's
a
really
short
nice to watch in the
intermission.
second half.
Big yardage day out of both quarterbacks. The main difference here being Tannehill's 1-to-3 ratio as opposed to Josh Allen's 4-to-0 over there on the right-hand side. Near perfect passer rating from Josh Allen today, too. So, pretty good day at the office. Rushing, nothing really to write home about. Josh Allen's 9 for 51 were pretty good. I guess Tannehill also had a pretty high average. So, but otherwise, nothing really out of the ordinary. Catching-wise, okay, Godwin 122 makes more sense. Godwin 7 for 122 and 1. Kittle for 8, getting 8 for 119. Robert Woods and Julio Jones also breaking the 100 mark. And McLaurin got that last touchdown, of course. Excuse me. Over here in the sack department, nothing to say. 3 interceptions. Trayvon Digg, Leighton Vander Esch, and Anthony Brown. Leighton Vander Esch with the most bullshit of them all. Forced fumbles, nothing happening there. And, of course, no safeties or defensive touchdowns. So let's take a look at the bracket. As mentioned, Adam here. A nice run for him. Going through Rob, Jacob, and losing to Colin en route to beating Joe fairly handily in our 3rd place match. Meanwhile, Joe beating me, and then kind of getting walked over by Sprite in the semifinal round and not having a great showing here in the 3rd place. But hey, when you have that first round bye, all you need is to win one game and you get a top 3rd in the results tree. So that's what I think, based on Joe's words earlier in the season, all he was really looking to accomplish, and he has done at least the minimum of his hopes. So congrats to both of you. Great finish in the tournament. 3rd and 4th will give you a lot of freedom as to where you want to plant yourself to maneuver this board upcoming. But until one more game before we get to that point, the draft in a week from tomorrow, we have our Super Bowl. So it is 9:16 p.m. Central right now. I'm going to throw up some intermission music for about 15 minutes. I'll come back in at around 9:30. So I'll see you all then. Thanks for tuning in here. See you in 15.